Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hazel and Mia podcast. I am so happy that you all could join us today. I want to just start by just giving you all a brief introduction into who we are, our skills, and how we work with people, the things that we do to work with people, to help people. So I'm going to let Hazel start it off. Go right ahead.
Well, I'm a psychic medium. I've been professional for many years, probably as old as my oldest son. So that's many years. I work with tarot. I work with my guide, Kathy. I can work with or without tools. Basically, I'm an old-fashioned reader. I believe in the old ways. If a card jumps out while I'm shuffling, you always get that card because it's come out for a reason. So I'm just me, old-fashioned in the way I read and do it all. And I'll hand you back to Mia.
Well, thank you very much. And when she says she does it all, let me tell you, she really means she does it all.
I do my best.
I will say that I have been a life coach and studying to be a spiritual guide and recognizing how those are so much intertwined. You really can't have one without the other.
No, you can't. They run hand in hand with each other.
Absolutely. And I am clairaudient and very intuitive. And these are things that I did not recognize at a young age. And I honestly did not recognize them until I started working with Hazel about 5 years ago. And then realizing so many of the things that was happening to me that just made me realize how my higher self has controlled most of my life and helped me through, guided me through most of my life.
And that's what most people find is they don't realize they've got the gift because they have actually prevented themselves from opening up, which was your biggest problem. You would pulled back from spirit and they were trying to say to you, look, we are here, we're waiting for you.
And that's absolutely true. I will say that a lot of people are afraid that they're going crazy, that they're hearing things, that this is not normal. And the fact of the matter is that it happens for everyone, and it's more normal than you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Today, our topic is going to be on soul contracts. And that is something that everyone has. And most of us don't recognize it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead?
Soul contracts come in weird and wonderful ways. Everybody thinks a soulmate is your partner. No, that's not true. That's just part and parcel of one of your connections. Yes, it don't mean that your partner is your only soulmate.
You have to recognize that you are the one who makes this agreement before you come into this lifetime. Yes. You decide the lessons you want to learn and the people you will surround yourself with.
Definitely.
And all of the questions you have, like, why is this happening to me? Why do I keep dating the same person or the same personality? It's because you asked to learn certain lessons before you came down here. And
Yeah.
sometimes you really have to be kicked in the butt in order for you to learn these lessons.
And one of my favorite sayings is, and this runs well with what you've just said, in life, we learn to dodge curveballs, because that's a learning lesson. Every day in life is a learning lesson.
Yes. Consider it deep growth.
Yeah.
I mean, children come out, they're not walking when they come out. They learn to crawl first and then walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about us learning to walk, learning to grow through every experience that we have. Now,
Yeah.
we can honestly say that the crazy things that are happening in our world today, none of us would believe that we asked for these things. We asked to be living during these times.
And that's, I think, where people as well go to take responsibility on times. Because this is something that many of you will agree with. This world, this earth to us is like living hell. When people go to heaven, that's where they rest. So basically, down here is for learning, up there is for resting. And I think people need to see the world in that way.
Yeah, it's like going to school. We're
Yes.
all going to school.
Yes.
We're all learning different lessons. Literally, if you already knew these things, you wouldn't need to go through them again.
No, no. And that's so true.
And you've probably had lifetimes where you have struggled through things like this.
Yeah.
And because you didn't learn the lesson that you really needed to learn, you go through it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once you get through that lesson that you want to learn, you can realize how much you've grown and what it taught you.
Yeah. And a typical example of that is when you have your own children, you lose your patience so quick and you shout, and they're bad for shouting. When you have grandchildren, your patience are 100 times better and you don't raise your voice at all. So, like, your children were like a lesson for when you have your grandchildren. And that's how life goes.
And that's an interesting way to put it because I never thought about it like that. But I don't ever want to remind my kids about the times that I shouted at them.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you look at it in that way, that's like the circle of life moving forward.
It is, and it's a great circle of life because now my kids are willing to tell me, hey, you would have never have let us do anything like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I look back at it and think, but I taught you these lessons so that you could teach your children. That's not my role now
No.
to
So
teach them.
if you think about it, we're not just learning, we're learning new skills every day, but we're also the teacher.
There you go. And I want to bring it back to the fact that so many people are going through difficult times right now.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of people who are reaching out to say, I struggle every day. I find it hard for me uh, not to just bury my head in the pillow and cry all day long. And that's because you're doing things, your focus is on all of the bad things that are going on in the world. And Lord knows there's a lot of bad things that are going on in the world.
Yeah.
And you have to bring your focus back
Yeah.
to the things that are important to you in this world.
If it's things like the news that's worrying you, I know the war is on everybody's mind at the moment. Are we going to go to war? Are we not? Don't watch the news for one day. You'll get up the following day and you will feel so much lighter. And then you will realize, well, actually, I don't need to worry myself with that, because let's be brutally honest, there's nothing you can personally do to change that situation.
No, there isn't anything you can personally do to. I struggle to say that. I
Yeah,
struggle to say that because I hear a lot of people saying, "What can I do? I'm just one person. What can I do?" And what I say is that there's so many people who feel the exact same way that you do. So what you can do is find 10 other people who feel the same way that you do and start talking to each other. Stop listening to the news because they're only giving you the point of view that they want to give you.
yeah. The news is there for scaremongering. That's what they're
Yes.
paid to do.
And
Think
they make a lot of money doing that.
think of COVID. Everybody went mad buying toilet roll. Then there
Okay.
was no toilet roll left for the genuine people. And this
Exactly.
is what the news does. You know, you can't change political views. And that's a massive thing at the moment. Focus on you because you're the important person to you.
Absolutely. And yes, okay, the economy may very well be bad and people are losing their jobs. What can you do? Okay, find that person who has lost their job. Find resources that's going to help them through this time where they don't have a job. Encourage them to go back to school to learn a new skill. That makes you grow and feel much better about how you're helping your fellow man.
And this could go back to again gardening. Get a little allotment going. Get some, I think they're called seedling bags, where you cut holes in the top to grow tomatoes and
Yes,
things like that. You're
yes.
doing something to keep you occupied. Plus, you're also giving yourself something at the end when you see that that is beautiful and the taste of them, you'd be proud of yourself.
And imagine how you would feel if you got five other people to go into a garden with you and you could feed your community without having them go to a food bank or something like that. These are the things that are going to uplift you as well as the 10 other people in your group
Yeah,
because you're growing, you're learning, and you're not focused on what the news is trying to push down your throat.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, the wars that are going on in the world, the economies that are going down in the world, those are all problems. But those have happened before.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not the first time that we've been through terrible times. And the strong are the ones who come out of it and pull the weak with them.
I'll say now, guys, as you know, as you can all tell, I'm from Wales. When I was about 8, that's when Maggie Thatcher came into power and took everything away from us. I mean, to the point where our parents were cutting up crisp boxes to put in the bottoms of our shoes because they couldn't afford shoes for us.
Wow.
We used to have free school meals on a Saturday. They'd open the kitchens, and that was run by volunteers. But you know what? I've lived to tell the tale. I've lived to tell the tale because as a community, we all came together. We was all wearing each other's hand me downs, but you know what? We done it. We survived, and you guys can do the same. You
It
really,
actually pulled you closer together as a
yeah,
community. I
yeah,
can say that being from a large family, um, it was fun for us to go to our cousin's house and they would give us their clothes that they couldn't fit anymore. And we thought, oh my gosh, this is awesome. They think so much of us that
yeah,
that was the mentality that we
that
had
we
in
have.
our family,
Yeah, yeah,
is that we were looking out for each other. And if it made one cousin feel great because they got an outfit from us, then hey, that was something we didn't throw away.
yeah,
We
yeah,
passed it on. And that's what has to come back into the communities now.
yeah,
The unity of
yeah,
the community is going to be what saves us.
yeah,
It's going to be what helps us grow through this problem. So when you're feeding off of this news, recognize that there are people outside your door who need uplifting. You might be the one who needs to be uplifted.
yeah, yeah.
And so you can get that from other people in the community. It's when you feel like you are all alone,
Yeah.
you don't want your children to suffer through this. I guarantee you, just like Hazel and I went through that as children, your children will be grateful for it as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Uh,
definitely. And one
all of, go ahead.
that we should have said is when you're growing with a group of people, all grow something separately. So then you can all trade and swap.
That's like when you are learning something different, and maybe somebody sitting next to you is struggling with this
Yeah,
subject. Help them out.
yeah,
That is part of your soul contract, helping out those that are in need.
yeah, yeah.
That is what's going to make you feel better about your soul contract. Recognize that there is nothing in your soul contract that is meant to hurt you. It
No.
is only meant to help you grow and
And
become stronger.
that's the thing. People say I've got nothing to be grateful for. When I wake up in the morning, I'm grateful that I've woke up because it means I've got another day ahead of me.
To try something new, to
Yeah,
learn something new,
yeah.
to meet someone new,
And that's
or to help
a different thing.
someone.
Yeah. And that's where we are called light workers. I don't see myself as a light worker. I see myself as helping people, giving them advice, something that I would have had to ask for when I was younger. So we are the same as you guys. We've
Yes,
got
we are.
soul contracts. Believe it or not, I've been divorced. I've gone through heartache and pain, the loss of losing someone. We
Yes.
are the same as you. We just do things in a different way.
That's absolutely it. Is not, and I will say that it didn't, like I said before, I didn't start off knowing that I had this ability. It was something that I learned over time, and you can do it too.
Yeah,
Many of the people we talk to, they're asking the simplest questions, like, why do I keep going through this over and over again? And the reason is because you haven't learned it yet.
you've
You
got
have,
to change that cycle. Changing that cycle is a massive thing. The same as when you're with a long term partner, you argue, they run away for 2 days, they come back. That's going to keep happening until you break that cycle. And do you know how you break that cycle? Just by saying something as simple as, you walk out that door now when we're finished. Because you're breaking that cycle, because that's something you wouldn't have normally said.
and I will say here's some other tools that you can use to help you get out of those cycles. Start journaling. Write down these things that you're going through, and
Yeah,
then review them and say, well, I went through this a month ago. I went through this a week ago.
yeah,
Let me do something different this time to see if I can change the pattern.
yeah,
Recognize also your trigger points. What are the things that are setting you off, making you angry, getting you depressed? What are those things? It can be something as simple as a heat wave, the
yeah,
temperature going up.
Yeah. It could be something as simple as your first cup of coffee wasn't hot enough. But because that's your routine, and you know until you've had that first cup of coffee of the day, you don't work properly. If that first cup of coffee is off for the day, that sets you off for the rest of the day. And I know that sounds strange by like saying a cup of coffee, but if you think about it, if you get out of bed in the morning and the first thing you do wrong, that puts you in a bad mood for the rest of the day.
There you go. That is a good analogy there. Okay. And we're not going to tell you that, okay, you start doing these things and magically everything is going to change. No, that's not going to happen. It's going to be, you have to be persistent with it. It's going to happen over time. You will begin to notice the changes yourself.
Yeah.
And I will say to you, okay, you don't have to cut out all of the news right away, but limit yourself.
Yeah.
Start putting limits on, okay, maybe only 20 minutes today.
Yeah.
And when it starts to really make you feel depressed, turn it off. Okay? It's all of those things that are being shoved in your face. You probably will not be able to have any effect on it from where you are.
Yeah. Your main priority with your soul connection is yourself, is your mental health,
Yes.
is your own boundaries. You are the only person that can change that. Our soul contract involved us giving other people advice, which is what you guys do with your friends every single day.
Yes.
Just having a chat on the phone, I bet you don't realize how much advice you give to your friends. Something as simple as that.
And how much they cherish that phone call from you.
Yeah.
Okay? Because literally that's part of your soul contract. When you have a conversation with a friend who is going through something terrible and you're there to listen to them, that's part of what your soul contract is.
Yeah. And instead of, this is going to sound really harsh, if Mia contacted me and said, I'm really down today, you know, I don't feel like, she knows full well I'm going to say to her, get your lazy ass up, get a cup of coffee, put your shoes on, take the dog for a walk. You've got to be cruel to be kind on times.
And you know what? She considers that to be cruel, but really it's the kick in the pants that I need at that moment. It's what I need to hear. And she brought up another really good suggestion about how to get yourself moving, get that blood flowing. I talked about this before. We just recently got a new dog, and that dog is just an amazing, I have to say, he's an amazing person in our lives because he has a personality. He knows exactly how we're feeling, and he just brings so much joy. And I have to tell you that the way we got this dog was totally in our soul contracts. It was meant to be because we were having a conversation while we were watching a woman walk her dog, beautiful dog. And my husband said to me, do you want a dog? And I said, no, I don't really think I want a dog. I think I love watching people walk their dogs and treating their dogs really well and everything like that. And the same with cats. But I don't think I want that responsibility right now. And the very next day, we went out to have brunch. And sitting in the parking lot where we pulled in to park our car was a little Yorkshire Terrier. It was a 30-degree day Celsius, that's Celsius, so it's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And this dog is sitting in the parking lot all alone. And the dog just walked up to me when I got out of the car. And I was like, oh my God, whose dog is this? Here, there's in the hot sun on the hot pavement, this dog is sitting there. And I pick the dog up and I'm asking another couple that's getting out of their car, did your dog jump out of the car? And they look at me and they say, no, we've never seen that dog before. And so we go to the restaurant patio and um, everybody is looking at the dog and they're like, oh, that dog is so cute. It's so sweet. Where did you get that dog? And I said, I just found the dog in the parking lot. And so now everybody is coming together. The restaurant owner, the waiters are all coming out of the restaurant and they're bringing the dog food and water. And we're all like, what are we going to do? You know, nobody knows where this dog came from, and nobody is looking for the dog. So we called the animal shelter. And the animal shelter comes out. And meanwhile, the dog is sticking close to me. And so the animal shelter says, okay, it's not chipped. We have no way of knowing where this dog came from. If you are willing to take the dog and take care of it, we are going to put out a notice that a dog was found. But do not take the dog to the first person that calls you. Make sure that they have pictures of the dog, that they have the papers of the dog, so that you can legitimately say that they are the owners. So we said okay, and of course the I don't know why, but I stood up to go to the car and the dog just walked right alongside me, did not leave my side. And there were other people at the restaurant who were volunteering to take the dog as well. We posted on our Facebook community site that we had found this dog. We took a picture of the dog and everything and left our numbers so someone could call us. And then my husband, we went to the pet store to get the dog a bed and food because it was clear that the dog hadn't been eating or drinking. It was out in the sun for long enough that its eyes were clouding over. And when we got home, the dog was just comfortable in his bed. And we got the call from the owner saying that this was their dog and they sent pictures. And so we called the animal shelter again, and they came over and they said, we'll go with you to take this dog back because we want to make sure that they have the proper papers and we want to find out how the dog got lost. So we took the dog back, and it was really, really sad because the woman came out, she was in a wheelchair, and her son was pushing her in the wheelchair. And the thing is that when I put the dog down, the dog didn't run to her. And she had another dog that came out of the house behind them. And that dog ran up to me.
See,
as if I want to go with you too, right? And the long story short was we had to leave the dog with this woman, even though she wasn't taking very good care of it. She knew that the dog had health issues and she hadn't kept up on the health issues for over a year, but we weren't allowed to just take the dog. And so I thought, well, this is really sad. And so the next day, my husband called another animal shelter and said, look, I want a dog that is small, well trained, and is used to being in a family environment. And we went to meet the dog, and he just came to the fence and stood there and looked at us. He wasn't like, I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I really like this family. And then they took him out of the gate and asked us to sign some papers, and we signed the papers. And then he just came with us.
See,
He
that's so
just, yes. And
much
when we got
different.
home, he got out of the car like he had been here before. He walked up to the door and stood at the front door like, "Where's my room?"
He is so gorgeous, though. He
He
really is.
and he is the funniest little thing I have ever met in my life. I have never had a dog, and I've always had dogs when I was living in the States. I've always had dogs, and he's so smart. He tells you everything that he wants. He knows, he speaks two languages, which I think is the hilarious thing is that I'm speaking to him in English and my husband speaks to him in German, and he does whatever we ask him to do. So, but he's just been amazing. And that's something you have to focus on in the world today.
But
Focus on your children.
look how you broke the cycle. You was adamant you wasn't going to get a dog.
Yeah, I
And
was.
then the little dog who changed your way of thinking, who changed your point of view. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason.
And that was exactly what I thought. Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason. He's been here before.
Yeah.
Our dog now, Snoopy, is what his name is. He's been here before. And he lets us know what he likes and what he doesn't like. When it's time for him to be fed, when he wants to go outside, in the middle of the night, he will get up and go downstairs for a midnight snack and then come back upstairs and go back to bed. He just is, I think he's a little human being in a puppy body.
It's a typical man, really, isn't it? Thinking,
Well, he absolutely loves to be petted, but it's funny when we have company and they all just fall in love with him and they're petting him and he's like loving it. But now I want to go back to mommy and daddy.
yeah.
And
Where
he,
I say,
yes, he will not leave. The gate can be wide open and he will not leave that gate without us. And if Carlos goes to walk him and I'm not with him, he stands at the door telling Carlos, "Stop, we have to wait for her."
and there was Carlos thinking he wore the trousers.
Yeah.
Bless
Okay.
him.
I want to thank you all for joining us today, and I'm hoping that this message resonates with you. We want you to know that we are here to help you with the next step. If your journaling and meditating is not working fast enough for you, give us a call. We're here to listen to you. We're here to give you advice. And understand that you're not alone, that many people around the world are going through the exact same things. You do not have to pick up a gun and put on your camouflage to go out and protect the world.
Yeah.
There are so many things that you can do. And when you start focusing your energy on those things, your outlook on life is going to change. Don't try and climb that mountain in one step.
Definitely. Definitely.
It was a pleasure to be here today. It's always a pleasure to be here with Hazel. And so, thank you all very much for joining us. Please, if you find this to be helpful, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and let us know that you're enjoying this content. Thank you all.
Out on social media, guys. We're on every platform you have.
Absolutely. Look for Exquisite Call EN. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody. Bye.